For following the sack of the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, Madam Gertrude Araba Tokonono, there's been many questions and reactions on social media. And currently, the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC World News, and BBC Africa, BBC World News is making an argument and even writing and also telling the whole UK and the whole London that this is what has happened in Ghana. Now, we'll give you a connotation as to the link between the Chief Justice sacking and also the UK government. You recall, says just some few weeks ago, the update be Bremo said the Commonwealth Association, it is almost the judges and law, they brought out a letter telling John Dramani Mahama to reinstate Chief Justice Araba Tokono within 72 hours and as a face possible sanctions and repercussions. For the status, what we name Commonwealth, is a combination of, if anything, countries now countries are now formerly they were colonized by the Great Britain. I'm talking about India, Australia, Brazil, Ghana, Nigeria. All these countries are now under the British rule. No, all of them forming a pact. The Commonwealth. Now, so Commonwealth, a section of faith, almost the law, judge, and the whole human rights. Mahama yesterday did fired Chief Justice Tokono after receiving the findings from the petition. According to Mahama, the findings from the petition and also the recommendation from one more committee, party said Chief Justice Tokono, she's indeed guilty of all of these breaches and I say mistakes. And I don't know how to put it, but then Boneno and our sins, and she's guilty of all of these accusations and sins. Henceforth, I was here sacking. So Mahama pulled through with that based on the article. Say recommendation committee ni bebano on share so fire then na on fan sake and answer on fan retaining the Chief Justice. So in this case, the recommendation was to sack the Chief Justice. So he did the petition, the committee's request to sack the Chief Justice. But then that's sorry. I say BBC has been making a fuss about this, and they are saying a whole lot of these things. And clearly, you could see said the rants and bants Chief Justice have been going to the ECOWAS court seeking counsel from the Commonwealth Bar Association, all of that. It is working. So in the coming days, we should be able to see some rebuttal and answer some kind of response from these associations. They believe say changing the Chief Justice is not good for Ghana's democracy. But before I bet to also if I went to screen, because BBC, they first reported on this issue. They first actually posted this for the whole world to see. Said this is what is really going on. And now you say definitely, I'm post this one. On say in some way, in violation of human rights and Mahama, whatever is trying to do bad things. So share the only can post it or Twitter or say Ghanaian Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono removed from office. So this was what they posted on BBC News World Service on Twitter, followed by that, click this link in this one. It takes you to a detailed blow-by-blow account as to what really happened and as to what really led to the sacking of this particular Chief Justice. Into share the whole screen this is just a preview of it. You try say you be back from now. We who to share title or mode to us here. Or say Ghana Chief Justice sacked over allegations of misuse of public funds. So now BBC basically based on this reportage, they don't hold that argument. Say this whole sacking of the Chief Justice, it was because of something that she did wrong. They are not making say okay why are the bonnet, they are just saying say an assumption of guilt. So I didn't know you say why still now they are saying say alleged. Meanwhile the committee said say per diem man was here Madam Gertrude Tokono no. So per diem no only the cooling and badge and on vacation. Also say about appointed Supreme Court judges none in such a movie. I say on my processing your finchim. In fact, when we did an earlier update about the 5 sins of Gertrude Tokono, you should know that. But then BBC holds your friends another view on all of this. Yeah, but down I say I need really the details of this. I'll say Ghana President John Dramani Mahama has fired the country's Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono following a recommendation by an inquiry. She has been on suspension since April after complaints were lodged against her in petitions by 3 individuals. The present appointed commission then found that grounds of stated misbehavior had been established and recommended her removal from office. Mahama's office said on Monday Mr. Konu has dismissed the allegations as unfounded and politically motivated. The presidency said Mahama was required to act in accordance with the committee's recommendation, but critics fear it sets a worrying precedent and undermines Ghana's judicial independence. So they are saying in the first half, say, these things are a core, we kind of presuppose, say, Chief Justice Tokonu, why are DBA? Chief Justice Tokonu said, on your share. Now, Chief Justice Tokonu, the argument will make any say, is just based on political rich hands. Because NDC4 Philly say, whilst when she's in office, she will be like a pawn for the previous administration. I say the opposition, which is a new patriotic party. Into ye EC boss, the Supreme Court, this woman was struck it down. Ye changes and I say constitutional changes and Abibia. The bar woman will be striking it down. Into if you ye can say the encore for a shower. The EPC be a bit my. So that was the first half of the thing. And also BBC even went on further to say Mahama is not the person really the sack her. Mahama is just doing what constitutionally is mandated to do based on the committee's report and the committee's suggestion. Regardless, it goes down to say a whole lot of things which basically ain't really because BBC or agenda. But regardless, here is what a MPP is also saying about this issue. Saying, Madam Justice Gertrude Tokonu, there were issues. There were indeed plenty issues.
Ama sebe emunguase atoma me no wodwene wa wonte ase no enye na ni kan wo eye MPP fo na de pushi mame no ama ne kodu pempeso kodu ye no esa ya
mame awako suku aye lawyer abaye judge mfie du nkono de
mame
ombe ka se nti onu ontimi ndwen ma no ho de ye
that is my perception. That is my perception because of the history I know about the UP tradition.
Okay,
my perception is say,
okay.
MPP full no a lawyer full no kukudam. And no pushing my men could do pempenswa or diakodi. Faha, you say, most of the time, my men, you know. Sanko, no one can come in jig this or bet several times. I wouldn't say, but be and some of the book on dear. In favor me. And come 20 times. I say, yet to remember her. And then another Danko Kufuado, president. And on one case, the National Security Coordinator. Ebe Jina Bontin can say, in fact, one question, and simply speak, you invite the Judicial Council, annual, whatever, or more.
Ghana Bar Association, annual bar conference. And now, okay.
I see no catch you, say. Said the Musi Bua Monsella, Debia Bua Mayeno. A young man could talk of what Jim say, Mudin said, Mudin Maye.
And a bar for
a judicial council.
Yes, a judge for
exactly, or Cassie or money. And one and seven Abessa Ebeshasi. And a young couple, a pest. Or say, Candapadian, that I make or catch you, I must say. Over Candapa.
Oh, what's he saying?
I don't make or say, send your Muslim
national security meeting. Walker said, send your some new idea, you deco funnel. It's a national security threat. To meet a moment.
Not judge for.
I won't invite
you.
I
can't power judge.
Oh,
what for Wukasano, no fire, no idea to be our new radio, no grammar man.
And this some over
this one here,
Mister.
Sasana, Urakanda Paka, and a confirming your perception, and then William say judiciary no is being battered, and as a judiciary no will be the Nsaki. And Daniel. Yes, I am.
Yes, of fire.
And I'm saying some no soon and not over Mahama, so only the lawyer in the party paying for Casa, lawyer for whom. And no catches, I don't know, monk court bench hobby. Most of them school will be no woman and come also mark or bench hobby. If it's a said you see who you're caught on and send you know, and quay, now a woman here says, your bad action is a command said that you can afford to Abamaya. Me, as president, no, not balance the judiciary. Because the CSN is sitting at a chair, and you see locked room down, at a classroom down. We had that perception. Now you was also to deal with him. Say judiciary, no, say, and the more Mahama, Ediko cancer. Mammy, I know the UP, minimum pa. ma kenkan omo history na de yen ekọ no enye me nwanwa yen ti wo mem ha under the same Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and a state attorney owura Gov't Dame wotumi coaching the client say kona ko forge excuse duty na fabra because me too kwan we say coaching the client say ko na ensem na wo ka no ka chia no na yenja wo no yemfa asomasi nkotum.
Okay.
Right? And Nana Addo, and the man was still in office after even revelation came out. Say, no man now was share a control, say, or coaching a client. Until who knows what they have done before in skewing justice to, as it were, to in favor of them. And Nana Addo, the judiciary has suffered in them.